Alex and Anna have been building a life together for 6 years. Having kids has always been part of the plan.
We imagined that perhaps 12 months from now, ideally one of us would be pregnant.
But that future looks less likely now the couple has moved to Canberra, where the government recently introduced tighter laws around assisted reproductive technology.
When you want to start a family, you hope it's going to be an exciting adventure. And for us, it's become a logistical, financial, distressing situation.
The centrepiece of the new legislation is a mandatory donor register, making it easier for people conceived from donated sperm, eggs or embryos to find out about their genetic heritage. It'll include information such as a donor's full name, address, physical characteristics and other offspring. Eventually, historic donors will retrospectively be added to the register, regardless of whether they donated under the promise of anonymity. The laws also include a cap on the number of families that can be created from a single donor. The laws were brought in to protect the well-being of donor-conceived people. As a small jurisdiction, Canberra is heavily reliant on overseas sperm banks, which are reluctant to comply with the new requirements.
We're hearing very worrying stories that they may not be prepared to supply any more sperm to the ACT, which would be a massive problem for women and couples.
Professor Stephen Robson is the president of the Australian Medical Association and a practising IVF clinician in Canberra.
I've had a number of my own patients in tears, feeling that they're being forced to move forward with treatment at a time that they're not prepared.
The changes were due to take effect at the end of the month, meaning frozen gametes would have to comply or be unusable. But that timeline's being reconsidered.
I've asked the Health Directorate to provide urgent advice to the incoming government about extending that transition period.
As they navigate the legislation, Alex and Anna have tried 2 different Canberra IVF providers. Both have told them their international sperm banks will no longer service the ACT. The women say queer couples will be disproportionately affected.
It looks like we're going to have to travel to Victoria or New South Wales to make our dream of becoming parents a reality, because we just can't access any overseas donation in the ACT now.
The ACT government has defended the changes, but says it's monitoring the fallout.
If ART providers are seeing an impact of this legislation on the availability of gametes, then we do want to hear about that. But I think it's important to emphasise that the ACT legislation is largely mirroring what happens in other jurisdictions.
This legislation makes it very difficult, near impossible for couples like Anna and I to build the families that they want to build. And so, that really raises the question, is it an LGBTQ inclusive territory?
Lily Nothling, ABC News, Canberra.